Hi everyone, it's Evangeline here at etrailer, and today we have the Gen Y adjustable ball mount with stacked receivers. This is also available in different rise and drops, creating a heavy mega duty ball mount for extreme towing situations. We'll talk about what it includes and what it can do here at etrailer. This is actually a very versatile ball mount with a lot of weight capacity, but it's also a very heavy ball mount. So some people call this the one-stop shop Hitch Ball Mount, and that's because it has stacked receivers, so you can do a lot with this. It is designed for 2.5-inch hitch receivers though. That's what we have here on our Chevrolet Silverado, so this does fit right in and allows us to carry those heavy trailers. But there are some things to keep in mind and consider for the different options that this Gen Y adjustable ball mount has. So we'll talk about the features and we'll talk about the options, and that way you can get the best fit for you. The main feature here is that 32,000 pound weight capacity as well as the versatility. So the way this does that is, let's take out our pins. We do have 3/4 inch pins, by the way. Having those larger pins allows us to have that greater capacity, but we also have this heavy 2-ball mount. This is a solid ball mount, one piece with a 2 5/16 ball on top and a 2-inch ball on the bottom, and the ability to add a 1 7/8 of an inch hitch ball in the middle, but that is sold separately. If you use a 2 5/16 inch ball, you're able to access that 32,000 pound weight capacity. If you're using the 2-inch hitch ball though, that capacity is limited to 16,000 pounds gross towing weight. And if you add that 1 7/8 of an inch ball in the middle, that only has a 6,000 pound weight capacity. You can transform your hitch into a pintle hitch, which is really helpful because compared to other adjustable ball mounts, this has its own stacked receivers. So first, you need to attach the pintle lock. You can store it in the closed position, which is what we will do now, because then you need that space to attach to the lunette ring. So put it there, put the clips in, and then you get your ball mount. So whichever one has the ball appropriate for the lunette ring, pop that through, and then put the pin and the clip through as well. This has a 2.5-inch shank, which fits into your 2.5-inch stacked receivers. We have a smaller version here which has 3 stacked receivers. You can get more like 4 or 5 within the 32,000 pound range. Just remember that with more hitch receivers, that's more space this takes up and also more weight to the already very hefty ball mount. You get 2 of these 3/4 inch diameter Gen Y hitch pins. These are stainless steel pins, and you also get clips for them. While the clips look like they might be different compared to your traditional pin and clip, these add a little bit of extra security because you can twist them to make them more secure. You still have to apply pressure though to put them into pin. You can put this into any of the 2.5-inch hitch receivers on your adjustable ball mount. You cannot use this with your own 2.5-inch hitch receiver, mainly because the size or where the hitch pinhole is not standard, so it's more of a custom fit. So depending on the rise and the drop that you need, you can put in the bottom, in the middle, or in the top. If you need more of a drop, you can flip this entire shank into the down position. If you want to carry other items, you can take your ball mount off, which leaves this open, which also takes up less space, and you can even put other accessories like bike racks or cargo carriers in there. Just be mindful, again, 2.5-inch hitch receiver. Make sure that your accessory can fit into that. For installing this, it is a hefty ball mount, and this is just the shank. So without your ball mount in there, we're just gonna fit this into the hitch receiver, push it in, and line up the hitch pin holes. This does not include a hitch pin for your hitch receiver. So there's the standard 5/8 diameter hitch pin hole, and then there's the larger hitch pin hole. Depending on your 2.5-inch receiver, you may need one or the other. For our case here, we just need the 5/8 hole. And I have an extra pin that is from Gen Y. You can also use your own pin since one's not included. Now let's talk about measurements. And our product page has some really good diagrams. If you look at etrailer.com and you check out the ball mount, those diagrams will help explain how much rise do you need, how much drop do you need, how do you measure for that to line up with your trailer coupler. For the length added to the back of your truck, we measure from the hitch pin hole to the center of the ball. With the ball, that's going to be 12 inches away. Without the ball, that's going to be 9 inches of length. So if you do need that heavy duty weight capacity, and if your hitch is capable of utilizing that heavy duty weight capacity, this is a great option, especially with the versatility. You have stacked receivers, so rather than sliding a ball mount up and down, you put it into its own separate hitch. With this design though, one major downside is there is still a lot of movement. You don't really have any anti-rattle components. These are all hitch pins and clips, so there will be some up and down and side to side. But this definitely is pretty much a one-stop hitch ball mount. Just make sure you have that 2.5-inch hitch receiver that it can fit into. And that right there was a look at the Gen Y adjustable 2 ball mount with stacked receivers right here at eTrailer.